Hello, people. My name is Mohini Dey, and you're watching my brand new talk show, What a Melophile Wants. Now, I know a lot of you might straight away go to Google and try and find the meaning of Melophile. Let me stop you there. Let me help you and tell you what the meaning is. A lot of you might already know, some of you might not. For those who don't, let me tell you what it means. It doesn't necessarily mean a musician or an artist, it just simply means a person who loves music. Now, today I have someone on my show who has been born and brought up in Mumbai, India, and has been professionally working in the music industry for the past 20 years. And he has worked with figures like A.R. Rahman, Blackstrat Blues, Chris Potter, Dave Holland, Salim Suleiman, Amit Trivedi, Shankar Hassan, etc. Many, many amazing, incredible artists. It makes me so happy to bring in my very first guest. On my show, who is a drummer and a music composer. Please welcome the amazing Gino Banks. Okay, Gia, now since you're a drummer and I am a bass player, we have been a rhythm section in so many different setups, so many different bands. We know how important companionship is, right? And how important it is to be there in a rhythm section. When this element is not there, the band can fall apart, we can fall apart. How much do you think it is important for a rhythm section to have this companionship, and how much does it actually weigh in? Like how important is it?
A good rhythm section basically makes the band happening because the whole like the drums is like the engine room and the bass is basically just gluing the rhythm and the harmony together.
Totally.
So if the bass and drums are not together, the band is not going to sound great. It's going to suffer. So if the rhythm section is strong, the band is going to sound even better than what they actually sound like without a good rhythm section.
And how do you think it actually comes? Where's the core? Where is that core where it actually comes from?
Having a good groove, I think, because the rhythm section needs really good groove and
Right.
good time feel. That's very important.
But don't
And
you think it's difficult when two people are from different backgrounds and then their likes and dislikes are different and they come together? And how difficult or how easy is it in those kind of situations?
yeah, so I mean, a lot of times you have to get to know the person, and most of the time you don't have time to do that.
Right.
But when you probably start playing together for the first time, at least you start getting to understand that other person musically, at least.
Absolutely.
And there are times sometimes when you see somebody play, you kind of sense that, okay, I know where this person's coming from. Like I can guess now what music that person listens to and likes.
Correct, correct.
So
And
then if I can sense something about a bass player and I can feel, is he coming from more of a rock background? Is he coming from a jazz background? Is he coming from a funk only background?
right.
I can, oh, he's into Jaco,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the judgment actually comes from the ear.
Yeah, and then I'll adjust my playing accordingly to match in that world. So then
Correct,
then it
correct.
can sound tighter.
So there's a lot of complementing happening between
You
each other.
have to, yeah, you have to. So if like suppose you're playing a section that has a lot of notes, I'll kind of lay out and keep it straighter. And if you're playing chill, then I can have more room to play a lot more.
Yeah, so we can happily say that there's a lot of understanding in between companionship, in
Yeah, and
between having that companionship.
without talking about it even.
Correct. So yours do the job, right?
Yes, yes, very important. More important than anything.
More important, yes. More important than any other chops, legs, or
Oh
even
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
If you listen correctly, you'll be okay.
correct. Okay, now my second question to you is what is that first big thing that happened to you in your career?
Well, honestly, it was the time when I was like 8 or 9 and I toured Australia and China with my dad's band Sangam.
How old were you then?
I'm guessing close to
Wow.
9, so between 8 or 9, and I was playing like percussion on an octopad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Karthik Mani was I think 11 or 12, and he was on Ghatam, Ramamani's son. So
Wow.
dad and Ramamani both took the kids with them on tour. But we knew the music, we knew all the Konakol sections, all the korvais, and all the parts and everything.
Wow. That's
So
amazing.
I think that was a very important because that was the time where I felt very natural, very comfortable on stage, and to play all this music effortlessly to a point. It was not very difficult. But for a young kid to just play it, I guess it was not normal.
Were you not nervous at all?
No, because it was happening at home all the time. It was just like I was at home only. So
Right, but having such a big audience in front did not distract you at all.
no, I don't remember getting nervous at all during that. I probably got more nervous later on in my career than I was that time.
Wow, that's crazy. That's a gift though. Like first time is always special, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so.
Okay, how would you describe your style and sound as?
Wow, I have no idea.
Okay, let me help you there. Like, I hear a lot of influence, Kinetic influence in your playing. But if a Western musician hears your playing, then they would not be able to make out if he or she doesn't have that knowledge, right? But as an Indian who understands music and who has a little bit of knowledge of both the worlds, East and West, I think I can hear that influence. But you do it, you initiate it so well that not many people can actually make out. You know, it's very subtle and it's used at the right time. Use things the right way.
Yeah, that's important. I think because I really feel that India has an extremely rich and sophisticated rhythmic culture.
Totally.
And I was exposed to the Carnatic system, like I said, when I was very young. And then being around Ranjit Barot, Sivamani, and how they incorporated that stuff playing with dad. And
Yeah.
then spending time a lot with Sridhar Parthasarathy and even with Satyajit Talwalkar, and then being exposed to Fazal Qureshi, Tawfiq Qureshi, and then of course Ustad Zakir Hussain.
Yeah.
All of this gets into your system, but at the
Hmm.
same time, I love drum set sound so much for coming from
Hmm.
a jazz and rock sound
Yeah.
that I didn't want to play it exactly like how it is in Indian music. I wanted to sound like a drum set player who uses this vocabulary. So, and because I enjoy it so much, and I think it's very useful, especially if I have to play complicated music, even if it's Western
Absolutely.
complicated music, it helps me learn that music and
So true.
execute it very easily.
Yeah, very easily.
So I
Yeah.
guess yeah, I think that's I consider my like I would like to play all styles of music and be involved with all genres. But
Mm-hmm.
at heart, I think I'm like a jazz rock fusion improvising musician at heart.
Right, right. Now, when we speak about, when we sometimes say the right way, it can mean different things for different people, right? For me, it can be different. Your right way can be so different than mine, or good can be so different to you than mine, and vice versa. So, when do you actually know when you're tracking for somebody, or even for example, for yourself, for your music, when do you actually know that, okay, this is it, this sounds good to me? But how do you make that decision by not getting affected by the fact that, okay, I don't know how people are going to take it? You know, how do you make that choice?
There's a feeling inside you get, right, where you can't explain it, but you hear it, you play something and you hear it, and instantly sometimes you don't, you know that no, this is not it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Totally.
suddenly you play it and then you hear like, okay, this is it, this is
Mm-hmm.
it. And sometimes you have to let go also because you can keep on doing it
Mm-hmm.
again and again, take after take, and it starts to get boring if you do too many takes. I think
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
lose the spontaneity of the first two, three
So true.
takes.
Yeah, I feel
So
like the first take is like the
if
one.
you can nail it on
Yeah,
the first take, it's very
yeah.
special.
I
I
mean,
mean,
the feeling in the first take is very real because that's when you start feeling, and then it kind of becomes like patternish.
then you start thinking and over planning
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
next,
planning,
which
yeah.
sometimes is not good. It's nice when it's
Yeah,
spontaneous.
it's flowing, yeah.
Yeah, so it's that probably that little bit of the feeling inside your stomach, like, okay, I guess this is, I have a feeling this is going to be the
But do
take.
you keep in mind about what people are going to think or take it?
I used to think about that, but then I was like, see, if it sounds good, if it's in time and it's correct and it feels good, let
Yeah,
it be.
right. True, true.
And yeah, I can play a better take tomorrow, but then I'll never release anything.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes what happens, like you're recording and it feels good to you, and then people might not accept it the way you accepted it, and you feel,
I
you
Well,
know,
that's the situation. If like if it's a producer wants a certain sound and a certain approach, then I have
yeah,
to give that producer what he
correct,
wants.
correct,
He or
correct,
she
correct.
wants.
Those
Yeah.
kind of situations, absolutely. That's why I said, like, when it comes to your music,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, it's very hard to kind of
Judge
lock
that.
I
Yeah.
want for my
Correct.
own thing. Yeah.
True, true. Um, how do musicians find that comfortable and middle ground situation where it's like it works, sounds good to both of us, when two people are so different, they come from different backgrounds, and when they're put together in one band? And how does that actually work coming from different backgrounds? Because see, we are educated in some different subjects and that person is educated in some other subjects, and that we may never find the meeting point, but as a human being, but in music we can actually find that meeting point. How do you approach that?
Yeah, like I said earlier, no, if I can sometimes judge a musician by how he or she plays, so I can understand, okay, what kind of music he or she's listening to.
Right.
And I would not try to take many risks in the beginning or try to be too adventurous with my playing when
Hmm.
I've just started to play with somebody who I don't know so well.
Hmm.
So I would kind of keep it relaxed, simple, and
Right.
listen to them play more. And the more
Hmm.
I play with them, the more I'll understand what their vibe is like. So I guess it takes, I think you got to play together for a little while to kind of understand where
Right.
they're coming from.
And people
And
also say sometimes, sorry to cut you off there, but people sometimes also say that you should know the person as a human being first before you start playing. And like you said, sometimes you don't have that time to do
we do
so,
not have
right?
that time in the session
Yeah.
world. You do not have that time, you
Right,
know?
right. And then on the other hand, there is a saying where people say that you shouldn't mix your personal and professional life together. You know? So
That has a lot of history with a lot of people. So I think it affects people differently.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
What
yeah.
do you think? Do you think it's okay to mix it to some extent, or do you think it's better to keep them separate?
It's, I think if you're in it together, then you have to look at the big picture,
Mm-hmm.
not let the little things worry you so much and
True.
concentrate on the big picture of basically succeeding in what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because to play music for a living is an amazing gift.
Right.
It's in a very special place to be in. So, and if you keep working as a musician, performing,
Mm-hmm.
and even if you're gonna play music that you actually love playing and you get paid to play that, as
Right.
opposed to just playing other people's music,
Yeah.
you have to kind of look at all these factors and then say, okay, I mean, what is the big picture? What's the goal? And if
Yeah.
the goal is the same between the two people, I think
Mm-hmm.
there shouldn't be a problem. But a lot of people get stuck into all the small little things, and I
Yeah.
think that kind of messes it up.
Like you said, people need to learn to let go.
Yeah.
I think that applies in a lot of situations. Okay. Um, Let me see. Yeah. So now we somewhat have kind of like a similar background where our parents belong to like creative fields, having your mother as a model and father as a pianist, and my father as a bass player and my mom as a singer. Um, Music was always floating in the house, like you said. How did you happen to pick up drums?
Drums, it was the easiest instrument for me to play at home
Really?
because I was sent for piano class before that, even when I was like
Oh,
6 or 7. And I tried piano, I tried bass guitar, I tried saxophone, I tried trumpet
wow.
because these instruments were at home.
Wow.
And there was also a drum kit. And I tried the drum kit, and that was easiest for me to play out of all of those instruments.
Wow. So
So
you must have had the independence situation good from a very young age, I guess.
I would I don't know. I
But
don't have.
that's how you enjoyed it. Otherwise, how can you enjoy it?
Yeah, I mean, it's also because I guess the music I was listening to ever since I was born, that music around me. So that automatic vibe was already there.
Right.
But then it was that also, and with watching drummers play live on stage was most fascinating for me. So
Okay.
that
When you picked up the drums,
visual
right? When you
aspect, the
hmm,
easiest, it was easy for me to play than other instruments.
okay. But when you picked up the drums and you started playing, did you already know that okay, I am going to be a drummer?
No, not at that time.
You were just playing around,
I was
just
having
having
fun.
fun.
It was there at home.
Yeah.
Music was happening. I was enjoying myself. I was listening to Chicoria Electric Band and learning those songs in my head.
Right. Okay. So we're towards the end of the questions now. Who do you want to play with in the future?
Wow.
See, this is a big one, huh?
Yeah. Well, I actually want to play with a lot of musicians. I want to continue playing with a lot of great musicians. I already got a
Right,
chance to.
right. But like if you had to put one name on your plate on the next, you know, in the
Wow.
next situation, then who would that be?
I like playing with guitar players a lot. I've noticed
Hmm.
that I play with a bunch of great guitar players, uh, jazz and rock.
Hmm.
So I would like to continue that vibe in playing with, like, there's a guitar player called Tim Miller,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
guitar player.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
On the rock side, I mean, even someone like Steve Vai or Nuno Betancourt or Joe Satriani, something like that
Right.
would be
Awesome.
amazing. Yeah.
That's great. Incredible. Okay. Okay, now I am towards my last two questions and then we'll play a small game. Okay. The
Oh,
last two questions are actually picked up by the comments from the comment section on my YouTube channel. How did you and I meet?
you were very small.
Oh my God.
But correct me if I'm wrong, you were about 14 or 15?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct. When I came to your house, yeah, I was 14. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the first time we played together.
Really? Did I play?
Yeah, I think I jammed with you and dad. We were, you know?
Right. I
Yeah,
think your dad put me on the spot.
yeah, like he always does with everybody.
Oh my God. It was scary. Let me tell you that. It was very, very
But
scary.
it's good. It's always been fun.
Yeah, 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 totally. And when was our first gig together?
Was it Ganga Shakti?
Uh, I think that was like a real project together. But before that, I think we did a few shows, no? I
Uh,
don't remember. We don't remember.
oh,
That's
I don't
crazy.
remember that. I remember Ganga Shakti because that was like a band, and then we.
I think we played in some club, I think, as a trio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Uncle Louis material only.
Was it Blue Frog?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I
Correct,
think so.
correct. It was
That
Blue
was
Frog.
the first one. That was the
That
first.
was Blue Frog. Okay,
Yeah, and then there
I
was a long
remember.
gap, and then we did Ganga Shakti.
Okay, so it was Blue Frog. So you were not allowed into Blue Frog at that time, but
Correct, correct, right, right. Now that, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna play the rapid fire questions. If you had to choose one to survive on for the rest of your life, what would it be? There are three options, okay? Live shows, studio sessions, and beer.
Live shows.
Live shows.
Live
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah, same, same.
Yeah.
Tell me something personal. Actually, not me, my listeners. Tell the listeners something personal that the whole world don't know about you.
Wow. Wow. I don't want to give something away that I'm not, but it's rapid fire.
Yeah, yeah, quick it has to be. It
Uh,
could be anything like you do in like everyday life.
and oh my God. I like washing the dishes in my home.
Really, you do that?
Yeah,
I
when in
don't believe that.
lockdown, Eden was cooking amazing food and I was washing the dishes. So, and I enjoyed it. So,
That's
yeah.
awesome. So that's something people don't know about you.
Yeah.
There you go. What would you be if you were not a musician? Or
Ooh.
yeah, yeah.
I would be in film. I would be like a director or editor or producer or something.
Really, you like that, huh?
Yeah, I thought I was going to do that a little bit before getting serious with drums.
Wow, that's cool to know. One thing that annoys you the most.
Negativity.
Hmm, good answer. Okay, this is the last one. Describe yourself in 4 words.
Oh, wow.
Quick! There's
I
no
am
time.
positive.
I'll put a timer now.
I am positive and funny.
And two more.
Funny.
No, two
Oh,
more.
you're positive, funny, loving,
And
and serious.
really? Like that was full random, huh? Great. So we are done with our session. That was so much fun.
That's awesome.
How did you feel getting interviewed by me?
Very surreal. It's good because we've known each other for so many years, and you kind of know
Yeah.
everything. So
Yeah. Some of the questions answers I already knew. So,
yeah, I
but this
know.
was for our listeners because I love talking to you, and people wanted this so badly. I actually posted a long time ago on my Instagram, like I wanted to do this kind of a show, and who are the artists, like in a question answer block thing, who are the artists you would like me to have on my show? And then your name was there, so I was like,
Oh,
okay, let's start with you. So it was great having you on my
thank you,
show.
Mo. Thank you for having me. It's
Yeah.
a lot of
Anything
fun.
that you would like to share with the audience? Because we're in this pandemic situation right now.
Well, unfortunately, we can't step out and go play, but we'll be putting out, I'm sure, a lot of music
Yes.
online. So I
Mhm.
would urge everybody to kind of access the music online, watch our videos, listen to our music, and encourage us to do more. And we'll keep on doing more and playing better.
Absolutely. Take care of yourself. And to
To
all my listeners, stay safe, stay home, cook good meals. I'm sure by now everybody has finished watching all the Netflix movies and series. So stay subscribed to my channel for more such videos. There are so many international artists that are going to be coming on my show. And see you all in the next one. Thank you.